Okay, welcome to today's lesson. Today is going to be on about taking a fraction to a decimal. This is going to work for basically any type of your division that you're going to be doing. You're going to be able to write fractions as decimals, and then we're also going to be able to determine whether the decimal is determining or repeating. So you can use a calculator to check, but I would like to try this without a calculator. So just a quick reminder, if we want to convert a fraction to decimal, just basically take the numerator, which is the top, and divide by the denominator. If you can recall, we had the lumberjack came in here and cut this down, and the numerator falls down. So let's start off with the first two examples right here. The first one is going to be 4/7. Nice thing I like to do is if I ever have a multiple choice test is I like to look at the answers. I have 1 and 75 hundredths, 1 and 76 hundredths, 58 hundredths, and 57 hundredths. I should start using process of elimination on a couple of these right here in case I ever set the problem up wrong. Okay, we're going to have the numerator divided by a denominator. So that's basically 4 divided by 7. If you think about it, my answer is less than 1, so I should not get the first answers of A or B. So what I like to do is I like to put in my first number, kind of line up this a little bit better if I can, and I put my denominator on the outside, it becomes a divisor. I have a tendency sometimes to forget the decimals, so I'm going to put that in there, and I usually put 3 zeros in. I might use all 3, I might need some more, but a lot of times I'm just going to divide out to the hundreds. So I think to myself, how many times does 7 go into 4? It doesn't. 0 times. So I put a 0 above here, and a decimal. But then I start looking at the question of right here is I start looking at these two numbers. And I say, how many times does 7 go into 40? Now, if you look down at your multiplication table, you're going to see 5 times. Why? Because 7 times 5 is 35. Then what I will do from here is I will just subtract. I give it a difference of 5. And then, since that's less than my divisor, that's good. I'm going to bring down 0. Then go back and forth to the same questions right here. Now I've got this new question. How many times does 7 go into 50? 7 times. Why? Because 7 times 7 is 49. Subtract that, and I get a difference of 1, which is good. And I just keep going over and over again. And I'm going to add another 0. And then I get 7. And I get a difference of 3. So I could continue this on. It seems like it's going to be one of these fractions that seems to be going. I don't know if it's going to stop anytime soon, but it's probably going to go. So if I look at my answers, I see some of them look like they're rounded. Is this 1 going to round up to 7 or is it going to remain the same? It's going to keep it the same. So your correct answer that you're going to want to stick with is 57 hundredths. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to pause this in a moment. I'm going to ask you to try this question right here. 21/8. You're going to go 21 divided by 8. And I accidentally showed you part of the answer there. And I set it up for you. So give yourself a moment, pause it, and okay. Hopefully you've done this. And first one right here is how many times does 8 go in 21? It's twice. And you got to be kind of careful. Make sure you line it up right above the 1. So 8 times 2 is 16. You're going to subtract, and you're going to get 50. You're going to want to bring down another 0. And from there, I'm going to ask myself, okay, did I remember to bring up the decimal? So yes, I have brought up the decimal. And how many times does 8 go into 50? 6 times. It's going to be 48. I bring down the difference of 2. Then I'm going to bring down another 0. How many times does 8 go into 20? I believe it is twice. So that's 16. Then I'm going to get a difference of 4. And again, I'm going to bring down another 0. I ran out of room right there, but 8 times 5 is 40. So I get a difference of 0. That's awesome. That's when I like to get those. That's one of those terminating decimals. So I've got this as a possibility. When you first looked at the answer, I should have showed you the question. I should have showed you the answers. You definitely don't want C or D. So is it going to be 63 or 62? If you look at the 5 here, that's 5 or better. So it's going to round up to 2. So your correct answer, your best answer of these right here is 2 and 63 hundredths. Okay, I hope that this was helpful. Just always remember a numerator divided by a denominator. If you're having difficulty with remembering your multiplication facts, use a multiplication table to do the division. And make sure you don't make any subtraction errors. That's another common easy mistake. Okay, good luck with it, and thank you very much.